Sammy the Snail and the Mountain of Dreams. Once upon a time, in a peaceful garden, there lived a little snail named Sammy. Sammy loved to dream big. His biggest dream was to climb the tallest mountain in the garden, which the other snails called the Mountain of Dreams. Every day, Sammy looked up at the mountain and said,
"One day, I'll reach the top."
but the other snails laughed and said,
"Sammy, you're too slow. You'll never make it."
Sammy felt sad but didn't give up. He said to himself,
"I may be slow, but I'll keep going one step at a time."
The next morning, Sammy packed some lettuce leaves for the journey and started crawling toward the mountain. As he moved, he met a cheerful butterfly named Bella. Bella said,
"Where are you going, Sammy?"
Sammy said,
"I'm going to climb the Mountain of Dreams."
Bella flapped her wings and said,
"That's a big journey, but I believe you can do it."
Sammy smiled and felt more determined. He crawled through tall grass, around big rocks, and over tiny streams. When the sun set, Sammy found a cozy leaf to rest on. He looked at the mountain and said,
"I'm closer than I was yesterday. I'll keep going."
The next day, Sammy met a wise old beetle named Benny. Benny said,
"What brings you so far from the garden, Sammy?"
Sammy said,
"I'm climbing the Mountain of Dreams."
Benny nodded and said,
"Remember, the journey is just as important as reaching the top. Keep going."
Sammy thanked Benny and continued. After many days, Sammy finally reached the base of the mountain. He looked up and saw how tall it was, but he didn't feel afraid. Sammy said,
"One step at a time, I'll get there."
He began his climb, slowly but steadily. There were slippery spots and steep paths, but Sammy kept moving. When he felt tired, he rested and remembered Bella and Benny's words of encouragement. Finally, after many days, Sammy reached the top of the Mountain of Dreams. He looked out over the garden and felt proud. Sammy said,
"I did it! I reached the top because I didn't give up."
When Sammy returned to the garden, all the other snails gathered around him. They said,
"Sammy, you really did it. How did you manage?"
Sammy said,
"I believed in myself and kept going, no matter how hard it seemed."
From that day on, Sammy's story inspired all the snails to chase their dreams, no matter how big or small.